Okay, this video is unlike anything I've ever made or published, and that's for two reasons. Number one, it's a review. Number two, it is about photography gear. Never talked about photography on here. I've only made two videos, but none of them talk about photography. But here we go. Here's one. Today I'm reviewing the excellent Peak Design Slide. This is a camera strap, if you couldn't tell. And I'll be going over everything that comes in the box and then my thoughts on it. I've only been using it for a couple days, but I've been extensively using it the past couple days, so I'll give you my thoughts. Okay, so starting off with what's in the box, you can see everything here. If I move this back into frame, we have the strap itself, and then we have 4 anchors, a little anchor plate thing so you can screw into the bottom of your camera, an Allen key to screw this into the bottom of your camera and actually secure it, a couple of split rings, right, but these are for, some of them are for if you need it, one of them just comes on this, but I don't like that dangling there because I use this end a bit, so I just took it off and chained them all together just so they're a bit more tidy. And then it also comes with this this nifty little split ring tool. So yeah, I mean, that's what comes in the box. I don't know what more there is to talk about. So we might as well move into our talking points, which I have in this little book here. There's a little notebook. So number one is actually this plate right here. I love this. Honestly, one of my favorite things about this entire thing, about the entire strap, everything that comes in the box. Like, this is honestly one of my favorite features. Actually, no, hold on. No, second favorite, because the anchors are like the big thing, right? But the second favorite thing, and that is because it completely changes how the camera lies on you. Or not completely, but it changes it, and for the better, in my opinion. When you're using a regular camera strap, or at least attaching it to the regular anchor points on the side of your camera, the lens sticks out away from your body and keeps that center of weight, gravity, or whatever you want to say, away from you. It makes it easier to swing, right? But when you put this plate on, using this Allen key, of course, to tighten it down and make sure it doesn't fall out, because do that. Make sure it's tightened down. Don't over torque it. Don't break your camera, but tighten it so it doesn't fall off, because this is all it will be holding your camera. Tighten it. It'll be fine if you tighten it. Cannot preface that enough. But when you use this plate, the camera lens is in line with your body, pointed down, keeps that center weight in, and it's not swinging around, which also makes it easy. So if you're navigating a crowd, or you're trying to go between cars, or you just want to have it more secure if you're going for like a walk or something, which is why I do a lot, so I love that. Keeps it more secure against me. For instance, when I was in Florida not too long ago, I was at a car meet, and it was a pretty big car meet. There's a bunch of supercars and stuff, and I was using this strap, and it was kind of difficult to navigate between cars that were worth more money than I'll probably ever have. So, you know, that was a little stressful, but this honestly solves it, because it just keeps it closer to you. It's not swinging around as much. For instance, when I first got this, we were in Gibraltar. This was a couple days ago, like 2-3 days ago, as of recording. This will probably post it, and I'll have had it for like a week maybe. But as of recording, I've had this for a few days, and the first day I was navigating Gibraltar, going through some crowds and stuff, and it was so good. Also, when you sit, it's way more comfortable than like a regular camera strap, or at least a regular attachment of a camera strap. Now moving on to thing number 2 is these clasps on here. Also, this is not in order. These are just in whatever order I thought of them. But these clasps on here, they're not locking or anything. Right here, I'll bring this into focus so you can actually tell what the hell you're looking at. They're not locking or anything. I thought they were at first, and then I was like, oh, it's broken, it's moving, and then I just realized I was really dumb. They don't lock, but this little flip out part is to make it easier to pull. So all you do is you can adjust it, make it longer by just pulling like that, or if you grab this side and just pull up, it makes it shorter. So that is awesome. These make it super convenient for when you're first setting it up, or if you're swapping between, let's get this back in focus, if you're swapping between this plate and the regular attachment points, you need to adjust it a little, or at least I need to adjust it a little when I was testing which one I liked more, because I actually went for a solid walk with this and swapped to this attachment point, but kept these dongles on so that I could swap between the two attachment points, and found that I liked this one the most on like an actual solid walk through Gibraltar. Went by the rock, didn't go up the rock, I've done that before but didn't do it this time, and just, you know, went around. But this just made it so easy, especially also when I first set it up. Like, it was just so easy to just get it adjusted to me. It was so nice. And, you know, if you hand your camera off to a friend or something to borrow or whatever, then you can adjust it to them, or they can adjust it themselves, whatever, really quick. And then when you get handed back to you, you can adjust it back to yourself, and it's not like a hassle. So that is absolutely awesome. Now moving on to number 3, we have these anchors right here. It's one of the main selling points, so of course that's one of the big things, but I absolutely love them, and honestly be a shame if this wasn't something I really liked. But if I bring this into frame, right, this is, I'm going to focus up, so if I show you this, it slides in there, and then you just pull on it and it locks in, because there's this little, the way it's built, it has like a little propped up part and then a bit around the side, which lines up with a kind of groove here, and then there's a spring basically here, just bent piece of metal, it's springy, that pushes it up and locks it in. So then all you do to take it out is push down and out, and it just works really well and feels really secure. It feels really secure, because versus this one, right, this is just like a regular clip that you'd find in like a backpack or something. This could, if there enough gets pulled on it, or it's not probably secured or whatever, it can pull out, right? Like, if it's like at a glance you can tell that this, you wouldn't be able to really tell that this is not secured, and then oh, your camera just fell, right? That sucks. But with this, even if it's not in all the way, even if it's just there, then the camera will actually make it lock in, which is awesome. And then the only failure point is this, honestly, really strong bit of line here, because then this just backs into a wall, which is the clip, so that's really nice. Makes me feel a lot safer walking around with a camera, especially a camera that's not mine. I'm borrowing this camera that I'm filming on from a family member, so yeah, especially nice on a camera that's not mine. It's a really nice peace of mind, quality of life thing to have. Now, moving on to reason number 4 is the strap itself, the actual quality of the materials. This strap is made out of like a similar thing to like your seatbelt in a car, just a bit more flexible, right? Because it's also not under tension or anything, but it's even then more flexible. But right here is where it actually lays on your shoulder, and it is a little stiffer, has a little bit of padding. If we actually look at this one, it has more padding, but I find this to genuinely be more comfortable. And just, once again, from going for a long, solid walk, I found that this was way more comfortable. And another thing is we have these, this is like a grippy rubber silicone whatever thing. I've not used them. I don't think I'll ever really use them, because these clasps push into you, and I'm just kind of picky about that stuff, so it's really uncomfortable to me. But I'm sure if I were in like a big puff or like bundled up for cold weather and need this so it doesn't slide off of my coat, I'd have enough on that I wouldn't feel these. So I'm sure when they're needed, or if you're somebody who likes that and doesn't mind these pressing into you, and it's not that bad, to be honest. I'm just, like I said, a little picky, maybe a little on spectrum, but it is there if you need or like that. And then moving to here where it actually attaches, this is like a leather, like pleather, whatever. I don't actually know the material, but it's a nice strong leather-esque material that leads into then it's plastic with like a metal spring, but it's It's plastic, but honestly, I trust this plastic way more than this plastic. So, yeah, they wouldn't have as good of a reputation as they do if this plastic was crap. Now moving on to number 5, which I touched on a little bit, is just the comfort of it. Once again, this pad, it's larger, but also it actually, like, going back to the quality, this I find to be worse of a worse design in general, because it attaches here to a piece of foam with a little bit of fabric here. It just attaches to a piece of foam and then reattaches here. Like it's not strong. If this foam tears, I'm sure it's plenty strong, especially with the little outer liner. But like, if something happens to this, camera's gone. But this is just solid and just basically like an insert thing. So that is a lovely bit of peace of mind. And going more into actual comfort of wearing, when I first picked this up, my only concern was this edge, or either of these edges, rubbing into my shoulder and being really uncomfortable. But once again, I went for a long walk, did not experience anything like that. Nothing uncomfortable at all. And I've also, being on the boat, there's a lot of moments, like yesterday we had an insane amount of dolphins. Just like, it seemed like every 30 minutes we'd have dolphins for like 15 minutes. It was crazy. But we would just, whoever was on watch would spot them and everybody would come running out. So I'd be grabbing the camera in a hurry and just be throwing this on, and there's no lack of comfort or lack of security. It felt super secure and just, it felt great. Alright, that's all you need to know. So now moving on to cons, which is only 2, and they're not that major and more specific to me than anything else. Number 1, so I typically run this. It's a Canon, oh, where is it? I can't find it. There. It's a Canon 18 to 135. Right? Lighting's kind of harsh. But it's an 18 to 135. And this is what I usually run. Just because it's such a variable lens, and it's a zoom lens, so it just lets me kind of do whatever, not really have to worry about the lens, because this lens is an 18 to 55. I prefer using this one for video just because it's smaller, lighter. It also has a closer focus range macro lens, so I prefer using this one for video. But that one, I generally, like, I take that thing everywhere. That's just what I use. So, yeah, so my issue is, right, this goes out like that, it extends. It's a kit lens, it's not anything fancy. It's also an EF lens, it's a DSLR lens, so it extends out, but it does have a little lock down here. Bring this back in. It has a little lock there, so now it's locked at 18. But if you forget to lock it, then once like this, I found it'll, like, when you're walking, it'll extend out. I don't know why that is exactly, but it does that. So keep that in mind if you're using a zoom lens. And this one, honestly, is kind of loose. Like, not that I've done anything to it to make it that way, or like from wear or tear or anything. It just is like that. I think just from factory. But just keep that in mind. So if you can, like, lock your lens or whatever, but that's only if you're using this plate. If you're using it normally, like a normal camera strap, you won't really have a problem. But using this plate with it facing down, that will come extending out. And talking about, speaking of the plate, that brings us into reason number 2, or con number 2, actually, is when you're using this plate, you can't attach a tripod plate. This is a tripod plate for the tripod I use. you can't attach one of these while you're using this, which means if you're trying to run out with a camera strap on, but also a tripod plate, because you're running between using a tripod and whatever, you can't use this nice attachment point on the bottom, which honestly, if you're doing something like that, you're probably running between spots really quick, or it's not honestly the biggest deal using this. So honestly, not a big deal, but it's kind of a bummer. But you can just get one of their quick attach or quick release plates and solve your problem. Like, you can just, or honestly, any quick release plate, I don't have one, but if you get a quick release plate that has, you know, anywhere that you can attach these, your problem's solved. Because then you just attach it to that quick release, you attach these to the quick release plate, and these aren't secured, you can take these off, so it comes with 4, but these just attach to this little plate, which also this plate lets you attach it to anything else. That's awesome. But yeah, it just, you can't use a tripod plate and this at the same time, which is not a big deal at all. Just thought I'd point it out. Okay, I hope you liked this new style of video I'm trying out. I can't predict the future. Like, I don't exactly know what it looks like. I won't be surprised if I'm doing more stuff like this. I don't know, whatever. But, and also when I say more stuff like this, probably not reviews, but just like top-down stuff, or like more talking, remembering stuff than or the hell I've been posting. I've only posted 2 videos, but anyways, this might be more common. I hope it's enjoyable to some extent, but, you know, we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. If you're not a family member or friend, or if you are and you're not subscribed for some reason, subscribe, please. It sounds weird, but like, it'd help. And then, also, if you don't follow me on Instagram, when I remember, post things there, mostly photography stuff, occasionally a reel or 2, but mostly photos that I take, so go follow me there. Just StrattonLow on Instagram, should be linked in my bio, I think, here on YouTube. And yeah, that's it for me today. Sorry for the bad audio quality. We're on Passage and AC is running, so it's 2 loud noises, but, you know, it's fine. Eventually audio quality will improve. I'll invest in like a DJI mic or something, I don't know. But thank you for watching. That is all. Go check out my 2 other videos if you haven't. Once again, you're all probably family and friends who've already seen those, so it doesn't apply to you. But if you're some random stranger watching this, then go do that. And my battery's dying, but go have a nice day or night. I don't know what time you're watching this, but yeah, bye.